Jeff, thank you. Survivors of child sexual abuse testified at today's Baltimore Archdiocese bankruptcy hearing. The Archdiocese declared bankruptcy after last year's passage of the Maryland Child Victims Act, which allows survivors to file civil lawsuits regardless of how long ago those acts occurred. Alexa Ashwell spoke with some of the victims who testified in federal court today, and she joins us live right now with their message after this lengthy process. Alexa.
Yes, Kai, and as one survivor describes, there wasn't a dry eye in the courtroom. Today, 6 people speaking for hundreds.
Here outside federal court, a sense of justice.
There wasn't a dry eye in the house. I went through a number of Kleenexes, and when I looked out at the courtroom, I saw I wasn't the only one.
Teresa Lancaster is one of 6 survivors of the Baltimore Archdiocese child abuse sex scandal who testified before representatives of the church during a bankruptcy hearing. Lancaster telling her story.
When I told my story of how the priest had me called out of class and I'd have to go to his office and he'd lock the door and take my clothes off, I told that because so many survivors have told me similar things. I was abused when I was in Archbishop Keogh High School by Father Maskell. And one of the things that I shared was that the church knew about this before they sent Maskell to Keogh. He had abused at St. Clement's Parish, and they said he didn't. But we exposed that in the Keepers documentary, which I was a part of. But it also came out undeniably true in the Attorney General's recent report.
Lancaster is talking about this scathing report released by the Maryland Attorney General exactly 1 year ago. The 456-page report detailed the horrific and repeated abuse of more than 600 child victims, reportedly at the hands of 156 abusers within the Archdiocese of Baltimore. Church documents revealing with disturbing clarity that the Archdiocese was more concerned with avoiding scandal and negative publicity than it was with protecting children. Just days after the April 2023 release of this report, a new law passed. The Maryland Child Victims Act removed statutes of limitation on civil lawsuits regarding child sex abuse, so regardless of how long ago the acts occurred. Since its passage, a flood of lawsuits have been filed, some defendants calling the law unconstitutional and challenging it. Almost immediately, the Archdiocese of Baltimore declared bankruptcy. This keeping a timestamp on how long survivors have to file a claim against the church.
These survivors would have been given the chance to tell their stories before the jury if we had gone to civil court and been able to file our lawsuits. But because the church filed for bankruptcy, they deprived us of our voice.
Still, Lancaster and the rest of SNAP, or Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests, considering today a win.
This is a very significant week for all survivors of child sexual abuse.
Don't be afraid to come forward. If you're a survivor, you will have support. We all stand for each other, and we all speak the truth. And I don't believe the church has made any milestone change at all.
Survivors have through May 31st to file a claim against the Archdiocese of Baltimore. Reporting live in Baltimore, Alexa Ashwell, Fox 45 News.
Alexa, thank you. Fox 45 has been following the Archdiocese sex abuse case for months. For our full coverage on the members of the church accused of assaulting children, the victims' stories of survival, and their continued fight for justice, head to foxbaltimore.com.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.